Hi again everyone. So I don't think that last video went too badly, so I'll have a go at this guided section for you. So parents, if you are listening, normally in the classroom we would now be working through this section together, although at some points children would be able to work independently and have a go if they were feeling confident. So our objective in this lesson then is to identify the value of each digit in numbers with up to 2 decimal places. So this lesson is actually a Year 5 lesson, but because of the lockdown last year, you wouldn't have covered this information in Year 5. So our first bit here says complete the part-whole models. So what we've got now is over here, the number 1 is our total amount. And it's been split into 2 parts. It's split into 0.4 and something else. So the question is, what would you add to 0.4 to make 1 whole? Now, you might actually know this already. You might have that knowledge with you. If you don't, if you come over here, we've got some connective thinking to help you. So our number is 0.4. And our total is 1. So we can have a look at our connective thinking here. So we've got 0.4 add something equals 1. 4 add 6 equals 10 is our connective thinking fact. So between 4 and 0.4, you might be able to recognise that we've actually divided by 10. Between 10 and 1, we've divided by 10 again. 10 divided by 10 is 1. So on this bit here, if we divide the 6 by 10, we'll have our missing number. So 6 divided by 10, I'm going to see if I can squeeze it on, is 0.6. So if we come back to our part-whole model over here, we've got 1 as the total, 0.4, so we're adding in where our question mark is here, 0.6. So what we're saying there is 0.4 add 0.6 equals 1 whole. And here's our number fact here, look, 4 add 6 equals to 10. 0.4 add 0.6 equals 1. So hopefully now you'll be able to see over here that we've got a very similar question. So we've got 1 whole again as our total. We've got a missing part, and then the part that we're given is 0.2. So essentially we need to work out, again, what would you add to 0.2 to make 1? Or alternatively, you could be thinking of it as 1 take away 0.2. Again, we've got some connective thinking facts for you here. 2 add 8 equals 10. Our total this time on our diagram is 1. And we've got 0.2. So much like before, actually both of those numbers have been divided by 10. So if we know what 8 divided by 10 is, then we should know the answer to this question. Now, for those of you that have forgotten, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to press that. For those of you that have forgotten, we can use a line method if you're not sure how to do that. So we've got 8, the decimal point next to it, and 1 line. Because we're dividing by 10, everything jumps 1 place to the right. So what we end up with is our decimal point underneath, our 8 moves over 1 place, and we need to make sure that we've got a placeholder in that 1's column. So, going back to the question, what would you add to 0.2 to make 1? Well, we're going to add on 0.8. Okay, so we'll have a look at the next question. Right, hold on. At this point, I need to clean my screen. Should have thought of that. Again, if you're in my class, you're used to me standing, rubbing things out on the board. Okay, perfect. So, I've got a little mark there. Right, so this next screen really is just for your information, to try and show you what we're talking about today. So, in this section over here, we've got 1 whole. And in this case, our 1 whole is actually 1/10. We've got 10 ones, hopefully you can see them here, And 10 ones is equal to, it's the same as 1/10. When we're moving into our decimal numbers then, at this point, this is 1 whole, or 1/1, essentially. What we've got in our sections now is 10 tenths. So 1/10 is 0.1. I'll just write it on in case you can't see what's written on the counter there. So 0.1 is 1/10. So we have got 10 tenths, which is the same as 1 whole one. So just 1 in the ones column. And down the bottom in our little green section here, we've now split it into hundredths. So we've taken 1/10 this time. So the whole is 1/10 this time. And we have split it into 10 equal sections. And what we end up now is that 10 hundredths, and again I'll just write that on for you in case you can't see it very clearly, 0.01. So we've got 0.01 10 times. That gives us 10 hundredths, which is equal to 1/10. So this is the smallest amount here that we're dealing with today, 0.01. 0.1 1/10 is actually 10 times bigger than that. And then from 0.1 to 1, this is actually 10 times bigger than that. So 1 is 10 times bigger than 0.1. 0.1 is 10 times bigger than 0.01. So this is the smallest decimal number that we're dealing with today, 1/100th. Okay, looking at the next slide then. Oh, again, sorry, I'm going to have to clean the screen. I will get used to this, I promise. There we go. So we're looking this time at place value and how we would read and write the numbers, essentially. So all you need to do, hopefully you've had a go, is to fill in our little missing sections here. So I'll go through the answers with you. Make sure you've had a go before you watch this bit. So there are 0 ones. There is nothing in the ones column. There's nothing in the tens column either. There's nothing in the ones column. Then we've got our decimal point to split the whole number from the fraction of the number. Decimals are just fractions. It's a fraction of a number. So we're looking now in our 10th section, and I can see there we've got 7 tenths. So we've got 0 ones, 7 tenths, and then in our hundredths column, we've got 2 hundredths. Oh, that's only the second time I've done that. We're not doing too badly. So that's 2 hundredths. So our number then, when we write it down, I'm just going to put the 0 ones in here to make it a bit clearer for you. We've got 0, we've got 7, and we've got 2. So our number is, I'm never going to fit this in this box, is 0.72. Okay, looking at the next one, again, make sure you've had a little go before you watch me talking about this one. So we'll write it in again. There are 1, 2, 3 ones. So in our ones column, we've got 3. I'll pop that in ready there as well for us. We've got our decimal point separating the whole part of the number from the fraction, the decimal part of the number. So this is not a whole. And here we've got, hopefully you can see, 1/10. So 1/10 there, and 1, 2, 3, 3 in our hundredths column. So that's 0.03. So our number then, I'll just pop a decimal point in there so you can see it clearly. Our number then, again, it's never going to fit in this box, is 3.13. Okay. Right, again, sorry, I'm going to have to clear the slide. It's just like being at school, really, isn't it? Just got to wait for me to do that. So what I'm really hoping is that the cat doesn't wake up and come and jump on my laptop, which is what she normally does. So we've got, what is the value of the 5 in each of these numbers? So there's 3 numbers for you to have a think about here. So again, pause the video if you haven't had a go already and have a go at it before you listen to me talk you through it. So the value of the 5 in each number. So each one I'm going to write up in our grid here. So here we've got 2 ones, 0 tenths, and 5 hundredths. So the value of this 5 then is 5 hundredths, and we'd write that like this. It would be 0.05. Apologies, I'm trying to line that up, but it's not very easy to see it at the same time as write it. If we have a look at this middle one then, I'll just clean the place value chart there. We've now got 5 tens, so that's 50. We've got 7 ones, we've got 0 tenths, and we've got our 6 hundredths over here, okay? So we are thinking about the 5. So our 5 here, I feel like I've probably already said that, is 5 tens. So we would write that as 50. 5 tens is the same as 50. Fab. So last one. We have got 0.52. So again, I'll write it onto the grid. 0.52. And we are trying to find the value of this bit here. So the 5 is in the tenths column. So it's 5 tenths. So we would need to write out the 0 and the decimal point and the 5. So this says 5 tenths. Okay, I think we might be on to intelligent practice. We are. Right, I shall do you another video for the intelligent practice bit.